Hey guys, today we're taking a look at my Frog Monarch deck. It's pretty simple, just uses the Frog engine to summon Monarchs. And first off, we have Treeborn Frog, 3 copies, very important for this deck. You won't be setting any traps because you don't have any, and you won't be setting spells really very often at all. So you'll be using that to keep bringing Treeborn Frog back. Swap Frog also will be used because you can discard dumping Treeborn Frog in the graveyard and special summoning, and also sending Ronintoadin to the graveyard, which is really nice. Dupe Frog, and it can be nice to stall for a little bit, and adding frogs to your hand in case you don't get any, which is very important. And then we have the Monarchs, Caius and Raiza, very powerful cards. Caius banishes cards. Raiza really annoys your opponent by getting rid of a card on the field and blocking your opponent from their deck, which is really nice. But we also have Mobius the Frost Monarch. Forgot to mention him. Nice to get rid of spells and traps. Another tribute monster, we have Jinzo, obviously to lock down your opponent's traps. We also have Dark Dust Spirit, really interesting in this deck, allowing you to have a dark hole that keeps coming back to your hand, and you'll be able to keep using this over and over again, which can be really nice. And then we have Light and Darkness Dragon, so obviously a very powerful card and pretty easy to get out. I'm running 2, you can run 3, but 3 might be a bit too much. Still a very powerful card, helps create a bit of a lockdown. Effect Veiler, also perfect card for this deck, allowing you to get some synchros out, but also negating effects that'll mess with you. And then we have Battle Fader, again a perfect card for this deck, allowing you to get a free special summon and negate direct damage. Just fuels into what you need to do. Same thing with Tragoedia and Gorz, perfect cards for this deck. For the spells, we're going to have Dark Hole, 1 for 1, again a perfect card for this deck to get Treeborn Frog. Mystical Space Typhoon, obviously, to get rid of spells and traps that are going to annoy you. Enemy Controller is amazing in this deck, so obviously you can use it to get rid of frogs and take control of your opponent's monsters, which is really good. But one of the really cool combos you can do is, because it's a quick spell, you can bring Treeborn Frog back from the graveyard and tribute him for this card, and then still bring him back, which is really crazy. So Enemy Controller is going to be run at 3 because it's so good for this. And then we have Soul Exchange, again a perfect card for this deck, annoying your opponent by taking their monsters. And also Creature Swap. Creature Swap, again a great card to get rid of the frogs, get rid of Effect Veiler, get rid of anything on the field in order to take your opponent's monsters, which is really nice. And for the extra deck, we're just going to have Formula Synchron in here, easy to get out and can be very nice to give you an access to a bunch of different synchros. We also have Mistbird, which can be nice in some situations, so I like to have it in here. Black Rose, obviously with 6 stars, you can get this out very easily. Scrap Dragon again, and one of my favorites that can be used very easily. Stardust Dragon, Crimson Blader, a lot of staple 8-star XYZs, not much to say there. Red Dragon Archfiend, I do like this in this deck. And also you have Shooting Star Dragon because he's not super hard to get out in this deck. It's definitely possible. And for the XYZ, Slacker Magician to stall for a little bit, which can be very useful. Gachi for the same thing. Herald of Pure Light, perfect for this deck, allowing you to dump into the graveyard, but also getting them tribute monsters back that you need. And then the 6-star XYZs, because you're going to be able to get 6-star monsters out very often. So pretty much, obvious staples like Bounzer, Exa-Beetle, Constellar, and Gaia Dragon. Not much to say there. You'll see those in any decks that will be using a lot of 6-star XYZs. But that is my Frog Monarch deck. It's, again, pretty simple, just using tribute fodder to continually annoy your opponent and lock them down. And it can start out a little bit slow, but once you get the feel of it, it allows you to continually summon and continually use cards over and over again, which is really nice. But if you have your own Monarch deck, even if it's not a Frog Monarch deck, I'm still looking into the other Monarch decks. So if you have any type of Monarch deck, I'd love for you guys to post below. Let me know in the comments. If you have any suggestions, anything like that, you can also post that below or tweet me. If you like this video, you can subscribe or hit the like button. I'd really appreciate it. If you want to see the other decks I've made, I have a playlist in the description. It'll have a list of all the decks I've made. You can also follow me on Twitter. You can see my Twitter on the bottom left there if you want to get updates on what I'm currently working on. If you want to talk to me, tweet me. Twitter's usually the best way to contact me. But thank you guys for watching. I will see you later.